Hi everyone, welcome back to Virtual Muse, the MST3K of RPGs, where I sit alone in space playing games with the robot. We're continuing our storyline from the previous time we used Sharp Mountain solo. Between last time and now, John from Sharp Mountain Games sent me an updated version of the rules. The core mechanics are mostly the same, but the way HP and combat work are even more streamlined now. We redesigned Ruby to fit the updated rules, but I'll hold off on describing any of the changes until combat breaks out, because I'm sure it will, and that's when they'll be relevant. Abby, would you summarize what happened in episode 1 for anyone who didn't see it?
Sure. The story is an unofficial sequel to the iconic B-movie Plan 9 from Outer Space, which we're playing out using the Sharp Mountain Solo Rules Lite RPG system. The premise is that after the events of Plan 9, the zombie character Vampira did not decay, but survived and broke free of alien control. She now works as an enigmatic nightclub singer in a seedy club somewhere near Big Sur, California, while trying to evade the aliens' latest attempts to reclaim her. The player character is Ruby Fields, a jaded but resourceful human bartender at the nightclub. Her skills are personality, close combat, fitness, sneaking, and driving. Ruby is growing obsessed with the mysterious Vampira and is trying to puzzle out her true nature and past. The plot so far began with Ruby arriving early for her shift to watch Vampira's performance. Vampira sang 2 songs. The first was an adaptation of Aldous Huxley's poem, The Song of the Poplars, which Ruby recognized as a cryptic clue tied to the themes of sci-fi and technology. Vampira's second song was abruptly cut short by a scream. A body was discovered on the club floor, its jacket singed by what Ruby suspected was an unknown laser weapon. After that, Vampira vanished from the stage. Internally convinced the death was linked to the technological themes of Vampira's songs, Ruby followed a sound just in time to see a dark figure fleeing from the industrial kitchen of the club into the back alley. Ruby's instincts took over, and she chased after the unknown killer, leaving the scene and the episode on a dramatic cliffhanger. To start episode 2, I imagine Ruby's chase leading to more questions than answers. Maybe the person she catches up with isn't what they seem, or maybe they reveal a piece of information that raises the stakes. What I'm curious about is how this encounter will affect Ruby's perception of Vampira and the mysterious events unfolding around her. I think she could face some intense confrontations with Vampira's mysterious past. We could also explore Ruby's own motivations and secrets, adding depth to her character. Exploring her darker side and the blurred lines between reality and paranoia could create some fascinating conflicts. Her fixation on Vampira could lead to some reckless decisions, making her vulnerable to the supernatural threats we introduce.
I just had an idea. Maybe the pursuit could lead her to an abandoned house where the figure tries to hide.
Perfect. I can picture Ruby cautiously entering the creaky front door, her footsteps echoing, and the mysterious figure hiding in the shadows, waiting to strike. I was thinking we could explore the mysterious figure's backstory, maybe give Ruby some clues to uncover its identity. And I had an idea for a creepy ritual scene that could tie in with Vampira's performances.
Ooh, I like that. What kind of ritual?
A ritual that seems to be connected to the mysterious figure's past, and possibly the reason why it's hiding in the abandoned house. Maybe Ruby also discovers some symbols or artifacts.
I wonder if she'll suspect Vampira is involved with the mystery willingly, or if she'll assume she's being menaced by it in some way.
Given Ruby's fascination with her, I think initially she might lean towards believing Vampira is being threatened rather than being complicit in the mystery. Her perception could change as she uncovers more evidence, though.
Maybe the artifacts ritual are connected to the alien's attempt to reassert control over Vampira.
That's a great direction to take it. Stumbling upon that could give Ruby a crucial lead. Maybe the artifacts are some kind of technology that's been hidden away.
Ruby pursues the figure through the dark streets, into a neighborhood with a lot of abandoned houses and buildings. She sees the figure enter one of the vacant houses. Instead of trying the front door, she circles around the house, looking for a way in which won't make her bump into the figure directly. Ruby carefully opens a creaking storm door and steps into a dilapidated enclosed porch with screened windows. She crosses the enclosed porch towards the side door. I was thinking, what if Max, the bouncer, followed Ruby and the unknown figure from the club and caught up with her in the abandoned house? Then she'd have some unexpected backup.
Having Max show up unexpectedly could add a whole new dynamic to the scene. Maybe he's been suspicious of the mysterious figure from the beginning and decided to follow Ruby to protect her. That makes sense, given Max's personality. Maybe there's a bit more to it as well. Perhaps he's developed some feelings for Ruby. That could create some interesting tension between them, especially if Ruby doesn't reciprocate those feelings.
The plot thickens. We'll keep that in mind. As Ruby is crossing the shadowy enclosed porch, a hand grabs her shoulder. She whirls around and raises the can of pepper spray she's holding. The person behind her immediately takes his hand off her shoulder and makes a placating gesture. Ruby realizes it's Max. Let's say he's a mid-level character. Mid-level NPCs have 4 HP and a default skill of 8 on everything. Unless logic dictates, their skill rating should be different. I think since Max is a bouncer, it makes sense to say he's somewhat physically imposing and make his close combat skill 6. Ruby's close combat skill is 7, and I think it follows that a bouncer is at least slightly more dangerous than a bartender. I imagine Max tries to say something about how they need to call the police, but Ruby shushes him and tries the door as quietly as possible. Ruby will attempt to use her sneaking skill to open it without making any sound. Her sneaking skill is 6, meaning we need 6 or more on a 2d6 roll to succeed at this. The roll is 6, so she's successful. She opens the door silently, which I guess also tells us it wasn't locked, since breaking the lock would have made noise. She and Max creep forward into the next room without anyone noticing as they enter.
Given the situation, I think Max's concern for Ruby's safety would lead him to whisper to her, trying to reason with her about turning back or calling for backup. Meanwhile, Ruby's eyes are scanning the new room, searching for signs of the figure she was chasing or potential dangers lurking within.
They step into a cluttered living room. The dusty space is a surreal mix of mundane disarray with moonlight slanting through a dirty old window, and the glow of a bizarre monitor showing a readout of unfamiliar symbols and graphics. In the glow of that screen, Ruby sees a strange figure hunched, wearing a silver jumpsuit and a blank visor, staring at the readout. Another figure standing in the cluttered room, fiddling with another piece of unfamiliar tech, speaking in a low voice. She recognizes this as the figure she chased out of the club.
This room looks like a cross between a mad scientist's lab and a thrift store explosion. The silver jumpsuit figure seems completely absorbed in the monitor, oblivious to Ruby and Max's presence. What kind of tone was the other figure using when speaking? Was it menacing, urgent, or casual?
I imagine it was urgent, but the language was unfamiliar to Ruby, so she couldn't tell what the person was actually saying. Let's say the aliens are mid-level opponents, giving them 4 HP each and a default skill rating of 8 on everything. Now let's bring their close and range combat skill rating to 7. I think it makes sense that they're equal to Ruby. If these aliens are out here to find and recapture Vampira, then presumably they're the equivalent of special ops, and Ruby wouldn't stand a chance against them if they were in their own element. But they're on a different world, so for them this could be like trying to exercise at elevation you're not used to, or having a fist fight while scuba diving. I think to reflect all the advantages of being an Earthling on her home planet, Ruby should be tied with them in terms of her close combat skill. Going forward, we'll use these stats anytime Ruby faces a generic alien opponent. The first thing we usually do in SMS when a combat encounter starts is roll for initiative. Initiative is rolled on 1d6 each round. 1 to 3 our side goes first. 4 to 6 the opposing side goes first. In this case though, we'll say because Ruby managed to get into this room silently, she and Max had to jump on the distracted aliens and they can act first in the opening round.
Considering the aliens are distracted and Ruby has the element of surprise, she might want to capitalize on the opportunity. She might choose to strike quickly and quietly, trying to take out one of the aliens before they even realize they've been attacked.
Ruby tries to put her self-defense training to use, creeping up behind the alien and attempting to grab its head with her hand on one side, bracing it and slamming her elbow into the other. Her close combat skill is 7, so she needs to roll 7 or more to succeed at this. She does.
Nice hit. Ruby takes advantage of the element of surprise. I think Max would go for the other alien, trying to take advantage of Ruby's distraction and catch the second one off guard. He might try to disarm or disable it, rather than immediately going for a full-on attack.
The other alien whirls around and aims a blaster rifle at Ruby, unaware that Max is also there, right beside it. He jumps forward and knocks the rifle aside, so the shot misses Ruby by a mile. Then he throws a spinning hammer fist strike at the alien. He hits. The alien staggers, then turns towards him.
I think the aliens will probably try to regroup and counterattack. One of them might try to grab a nearby object to use as a shield, while the other one attempts to take out Max with a shot from its blaster rifle.
So let's say the second alien is making an attack at Max, and the first alien is using an action to pick something up to shield itself from Ruby. In the next turn, Ruby will have to make an opposed roll against the alien or she can't attack it again. The other alien is using a normal range combat skill roll. It hits. Max is blasted in the shoulder and reels.
With Max hurt, Ruby might want to focus on taking down the alien that's attacking him. She could try to disarm or distract the alien. The alien trying to dodge her attack might give her an opening to take out its partner first.
So instead of trying to get at the first alien again, she turns and leaps towards the other one.
Yeah. Ruby jumps towards the other alien, trying to catch it off guard, while Max is recovering from his wound. She might aim to disarm it, or try to take it down quickly.
Her attack roll is 9, which is well above her close combat skill rating. She knocks the rifle aside, and the alien can't take a follow-up shot at Max. And she empties her pepper spray canister on the alien's visor. The thick red liquid doesn't get to the alien's eyes, but it does block its sight and make it recoil.
That's a great move by Ruby, taking out the immediate threat to Max and giving herself an advantage. With the alien momentarily blinded, Ruby might try to grab hold of the rifle and pull it out of the alien's hands.
The alien would be trying to keep hold of the rifle, so this sounds like an opposed fitness roll. Ruby gets 12. The alien gets 6. She wrenches the rifle out of its grip and steps back, getting both aliens in view and holding them at bay.
With the rifle in hand, Ruby now has the upper hand. She might try to figure out what to do next. The question is, how badly injured is Max?
He has 4 HP total, and he lost 1. So I guess that could mean one of his arms is hanging limp, but he's still standing and can use one hand. What about the aliens? Do you imagine they're cowed by the rifle, or do they try to rush her?
I think the aliens are definitely intimidated by the rifle, but they're not completely defeated yet. They might try to play it cool and see if they can find an opening to attack Ruby again. Maybe while she's distracted by Max's condition.
Ruby glances at Max and asks if he's okay, and one of the aliens seizes that opportunity and rushes forward. We'll roll for initiative for the next round. 5. The aliens are acting first. This alien's attack hits, knocking Ruby back, but it's disarmed now, so it does stun rather than lethal damage.
Now Ruby's on the defensive, trying to recover from the stunning blow. Max, still nursing his wounded arm, might try to provide cover for Ruby or distract the alien, giving her time to regroup.
The other alien draws a gnarly-looking knife from a thigh sheath and lunges at Ruby, right as Max interposes himself. It slashes his side, bringing him down to 2 HP.
Oh no, Max is badly hurt. Ruby needs to act fast to protect him.
Ruby takes a shot with her rifle at the knife-wielding alien. 7. That hits if this is considered close combat, notwithstanding the fact that she's using a weapon that could also be used at a distance, which makes sense to me because they're all within feet of each other. She blasts the alien at point-blank range, and it drops to the floor. Max throws a haymaker punch at the other alien. 10. That's a critical hit and does 2 HP of damage instead of 1. Its helmet cracks, and the wrong kind of air rushes in. It collapses, gasping for breath. Both aliens are at 1 HP. Cinematically, let's say they're barely hanging on.
Ruby might want to focus on helping Max recover. Maybe she tries to examine his wound and see if she can stabilize him before they decide what to do next.
I imagine his wound is a brutal burn across his shoulder, which looks just like the injury on the body at the club. I think Ruby helps Max onto an old sofa in the cluttered room and then tries to find ropes or something she can use to bind the alien's wrists and ankles.
Ruby starts searching the room, rummaging through old trunks and crates, looking for anything that can be used as makeshift restraints. She's careful not to touch any of the weird devices or machinery, unsure what they might do.
She hears one of the devices chirp, then hears a voice start speaking in the same language the alien was using. She realizes this is a radio communicator of some kind. Someone on the other side of the transmission heard that whole fight.
This changes things. Ruby should probably hurry up and secure the aliens, then either destroy the communicator or try to respond to whoever is on the other side, maybe trying to bluff her way out of the situation or stall for time.
Ruby hurries towards the nearer alien with some rope she found and crouches near it, about to tie its wrists. Then the alien turns its face towards her, and she remembers something from 2 days ago.
Ruby's mind flashes back to the dimly lit club. The band began to play. Then the sound of the music faded into the background as she focused on Vampira taking the stage. She was dressed in a way that contrasted starkly with her usual persona, more subtle, almost innocent looking. Her makeup was minimal, accentuating her features in a softer way. As the band played, the crowd began to become more rowdy. Then Ruby's gaze drifted to an aberration. Someone else, besides Ruby, was staring at Vampira, staying completely still, unmoved by the energetic music. The mysterious man appeared polished. His dark hair was slicked back, revealing sharp features and piercing eyes that seemed to bore into Vampira's very soul. Ruby recalls every detail of the mysterious man in the crowd, from his slow sips of his drink to his intense, fixed gaze. The man didn't even wait for the end of the song. He got to his feet and walked out. Ruby sensed that he wasn't there to enjoy the music, but rather to gather information or confirm Vampira's identity. As she sees the alien's face, she remembers that man, and suddenly, it all makes sense. She realizes this is the reason Vampira, despite her talent, is performing in this backwater. She's been trying to keep a low profile on purpose, because people are looking for her. Now, Ruby understands those people have found her.
I think Max says something about how they don't have much time, snapping Ruby out of her memories and bringing her back to reality. She hurries over and checks on him, then turns and looks at the dirty window of the abandoned house.
I imagine Ruby scanning the surroundings outside, checking if anyone or anything is approaching the house after that transmission they overheard earlier. Her mind is likely racing with thoughts of Vampira and the mysterious man, trying to piece together what's going on.
She sees shapes stirring in the shadows and mist encircling the house across the overgrown lawn.
Ruby's heart rate quickens as she takes in the ominous scene outside, her eyes straining to make out details in the dim light.
I think this is the perfect cliffhanger to end on.
I'll be here letting my imagination run wild about the possibilities. Remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications if you want to catch the next episode.